The Christmas Miracle on Park Avenue. The snow fell softly on Park Avenue, covering the city in a blanket of wet silence. Christmas lights twinkled on every storefront, and shoppers hurried past with bags full of gifts. The evening air was crisp and cold, and the street lamps glowed like golden halos in the gathering darkness. Marcus Chan was one of those hurrying people. As the CEO of a major investment firm, he was always moving, always thinking, always planning. Tonight, he was rushing to a dinner meeting at the Plaza Hotel. His black wool coat was perfectly tailored, his shoes were polished to a mirror shine, and his watch cost more than most people's cars. Marcus didn't usually notice the world around him. He was too busy checking his phone, answering emails, and thinking about quarterly reports. But tonight, something made him stop. It was a small voice, barely louder than the falling snow. "Sir." Marcus looked down. Sitting on a wooden bench beside the fountain was a little boy, perhaps 6 years old. His name was Tommy, though Marcus didn't know that yet. The boy had messy brown hair and wore a thin jacket that was far too small for him. His hands were red from the cold, and his lips had a faint blue tinge. But what caught Marcus's attention was the tiny bundle the boy was holding. Wrapped in what looked like a worn baby blanket was an infant, no more than a few months old. The baby was crying weakly, her small face scrunched up against the cold. "Sir," Tommy said again, his voice shaking. "My baby sister is freezing." Marcus stopped walking. He stood there for a moment, the busy world continuing around him, while he stared at these two small children sitting alone on a bench in the snow. "Where are your parents?" Marcus asked, his voice softer than usual. Tommy looked down at his sister. "Mama went to find help. She said to wait here." That was a long time ago. Marcus looked around. The street was full of people, but no one was stopping. No one was even looking at the children. It was as if they were invisible. He checked his watch. He was going to be late for his meeting. His colleagues were waiting. There were important deals to discuss, contracts to sign, money to be made. But the baby let out another weak cry, and Marcus felt something shift inside his chest. Slowly, he unbuttoned his expensive coat. It was made of the finest cashmere, imported from Italy, and cost $3,000. He had bought it just last week. "Here," Marcus said, wrapping the coat around both children. It was large enough to cover them completely, creating a warm cocoon against the bitter cold. Tommy looked up at him with wide, disbelieving eyes. "But sir, your coat." "I'll be fine," Marcus said, though the cold immediately bit through his suit jacket. "What's your name?" "Tommy." "And this is Lily." "Okay, Tommy." "I'm Marcus." "How long have you been sitting here?" Tommy thought for a moment. The sun was up when Mama left. She said she was going to find food for Lily. "Lily needs special milk, but we don't have money." Marcus felt his throat tighten. He pulled out his phone and knelt down beside the bench, ignoring the snow that soaked into his expensive trousers. "Tommy, I'm going to make some calls, okay? We're going to find your mother. But first, I think we need to get you and Lily somewhere warm." Tommy clutched his sister tighter. "But Mama said to wait here." "What if she comes back and we're gone?" Marcus paused. He could see the fear in the boy's eyes, the desperate need to do what his mother had told him, to be a good big brother. "We'll leave a note," Marcus said gently. "And I'll have someone wait here to tell your mother where you are." "But Lily needs to be warned now, Tommy. You did the right thing by asking for help." Tommy looked down at his sister, then back up at Marcus. Slowly, he nodded. Marcus made a call to his assistant, then another to a friend who worked at the children's hospital. Then he carefully lifted Lily, still wrapped in his coat, while Tommy held onto his jacket sleeve. Together, they walked the 3 blocks to Marcus's apartment building. The doorman, Eduardo, looked surprised to see his usually immaculate boss arrive looking disheveled and carrying a crying baby. "Eduardo," Marcus said, "call Children's Services and the local precinct. We're looking for a woman who may be lost or in trouble." She has 2 children waiting for her. Upstairs in his penthouse apartment, Marcus did something he had never done before. He warmed formula in his kitchen, using the instructions that Eduardo had looked up on his phone. He wrapped Lily in soft blankets and fed her slowly while Tommy sat beside him on the leather sofa, watching with careful eyes. "Is she going to be okay?" Tommy asked quietly. "Yes," Marcus said. "She's going to be fine. And so are you." The hours passed slowly. Marcus' dinner meeting was forgotten. He ordered pizza for Tommy, who ate like he hadn't had a meal in days. He turned on the television to a Christmas movie, but Tommy kept watching his sister, making sure she was breathing, making sure she was warm. At 8 o'clock, Marcus's phone rang. It was Eduardo. Mr. Chin, the police found her. The mother. She collapsed 3 blocks away from the park. Someone called an ambulance, and she's at Mount Sinai Hospital now. She was asking about her children. Marcus felt relief wash over him. Is she going to be alright? She's dehydrated and exhausted, but yes. They're treating her now. Marcus looked at Tommy. Your mother is safe. She's at the hospital, and she's asking about you. Tommy's eyes filled with tears. He didn't say anything, but he reached out and took Marcus's hand. They went to the hospital together, Marcus still in his snow-dampened suit, carrying Lily, with Tommy walking beside him. In the hospital room, a thin woman with Tommy's same brown eyes began to cry when she saw her children. My babies, she whispered. I'm so sorry. I tried to find help, I tried to find food, but I got so dizzy. They're safe, Marcus said gently. Tommy took care of his sister. It was very brave. Over the next few weeks, Marcus did something else he had never done before. He used his money, not for investments or acquisitions, but for people. He helped Tommy's mother, Sarah, find a job in his company's mailroom. He helped them find an apartment. He made sure Lily had the formula she needed and that Tommy could go to school. And every Friday evening, Marcus would leave his corner office early and have dinner with Sarah, Tommy, and Lily. In that small apartment, eating takeout from paper containers, Marcus found something he hadn't even known he was missing. On Christmas Eve, as snow fell once again on Park Avenue, Marcus sat on his sofa with Tommy beside him. Lily was sleeping peacefully in a proper crib now, and Sarah was singing carols in the kitchen. Thank you for stopping, Tommy said quietly. Most people didn't even see us. Marcus looked at this brave little boy who had asked a stranger for help to save his sister. Thank you for teaching me to see, he replied. Outside, the city glittered with Christmas lights. But the warmth Marcus felt had nothing to do with the expensive heating in his penthouse. It came from somewhere deeper, somewhere he had forgotten existed. It came from the simple act of wrapping 2 freezing children in his coat and bringing them home.